After today's Remembrance Service, there was a call to prayer at a cordoned-off area in Christchurch's Hagley Park. Mayor Lianne Dalziel spoke to Lisa Owen just as those prayers were beginning.
Provision was made for people to be able to walk over from that area to this area where they could have their prayers. So, very special.
It is, and I see obviously you've brought in a water truck, the significance of that, so obviously...
Yeah, well last week when we were invited to come to the call to prayer, of course the whole team at the council got to understand what the requirements are for washing, for kneeling and praying, you know, so all of those things have been taken care of so that they can just come and express their faith, which is really important that they are able to do that.
So you've learnt a lot in a week.
I think we've learnt a lot even in the past 2 weeks. We've learnt a lot about ourselves. We've learnt a lot about our Muslim communities, and we've learnt a lot about how different people express their faith, but more than anything else we've learnt about the capacity for love. Hearing, you know, particularly Farid speak today about how, you know, he had room in his heart for someone who stole the life of his wife. You know, it was just, I don't know, it was just the most powerful expression of love and the complete opposite of what happened 2 weeks ago.
What do you think when we stand here and you can see that there's a steady stream of people coming to the park to wash, to go on to pray in this public space, and it's something really we've not seen before? Yes, we saw a bit of that last week, but, well, as the leader of the city, what do you think?
It makes me feel like our city has grown up. Our city has reached out and begun to understand what it is to meet the needs of all of our communities that make up our city.
There were some very touching moments at the service this morning. You've mentioned Farid, the survivor who spoke. Were there other things that you will remember for a very long time from what was said this morning?
I think that having all the names read out, obviously, it did strike home the enormity of 50 lives taken, and also the impact that that's had on so many family members. But of course the injuries too. I've been into the hospital to visit there, and you know, there are people who are going to be struggling for a very long time. I think that, well, I mean, Farid really did, in my view, really make the case for this powerful response to what was an act of hatred with his expression of love. The Prime Minister, yet again, I mean, we saw the response from the crowd. She has absolutely struck a chord, and I think that change will come from what has happened here. And as I've said to a number of people since this horrific event occurred, the change won't come because of what he did. The change will come because of how people responded.
Christchurch Mayor Lianne Dalziel with Lisa Owen earlier today.